It's June 1964, and Black America is about to get some incredible information. Holding forth at CBS Morning News is the legendary Mike Wallace, one of the greatest journalists that ever lived, and he is about to interview one of the most high prolific, infamous, and controversial figures of the 20th century, Malcolm X. And Malcolm X has some interesting things to say, not about white supremacy or white people, but about the group that he just left, the Nation of Islam. Malcolm X is there to expose his mentor, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And Elijah Muhammad, according to Malcolm X, isn't so honorable.
I knew nothing about it until 1963, when Mr. Muhammad's son, who had been in prison, came out, and he had been a minister. He was very religious and spiritual. And when he began to hear these rumors around Chicago, he went to one of the sisters, and the sister admitted to him that the rumor was true. And it was he who first told me about it. And when he told me about it, I wrote to Mr. Muhammad and told him about it, and he admitted that he had a knowledge of it, and that he'd given me a religious explanation that would fit into prophecy and all of that. So I was quiet, and it wasn't until October of 1963 that it came up again. And when it came up again, I realized that the same person who had made these other sisters pregnant was still busy doing the same thing. He hadn't stopped. Two of the sisters had 2 children by the same man. And one of those 2 sisters was pregnant still, getting ready to have a 3rd child by the same man. So when it was known among the Chicago officials that I had a knowledge of this, they became very fearful of me. They became very antagonistic toward me, and they had to do something to diminish the authority that I had, for fear that if this became public knowledge, the followers would leave the Muslim movement and follow me.
That's correct. Malcolm X has just found out the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has been sleeping with women in the Nation of Islam, although he's a married man. Now, if you can remember, he was recently suspended by making some very harsh comments about John F. Kennedy's death, chickens coming home to roost. And Malcolm X thought he was suspended because of this. But the real reality was he knew about the fact that Elijah Muhammad had fathered all of these kids. And one of the women is the legendary Tainetta Muhammad, who had 4 kids by him in the Nation of Islam. But let me not digress. He has now been receiving threats on his life. And Mike Wallace asks him, "Are you afraid?"
Are you not perhaps afraid of what might happen to you as a result of making these revelations?
Oh, yes. I probably am a dead man already.
What do you mean?
When you understand the makeup of the Muslim movement and the psychology of the Muslim movement, as long as I myself, by having confidence in the leader of the Muslim movement, if someone came to me and I had no knowledge whatsoever of what had taken place, and they told me what I'm saying, I would kill them myself. The only thing that would prevent me from killing someone who made a statement like this, they would have to be able to let me know that it's true. Now, if anyone had come to me other than Mr. Muhammad's son, I never would have believed it, even enough to look into it.
The next piece of information that Malcolm X is going to give is going to be very interesting for this video.
Elijah Muhammad says of the Muslims, we carry no arms, and we do not seek to win victory with arms. We do nothing to others that we would not have done unto us.
The 2 brothers were sent after me with revolvers by Joseph, the captain of the Fruit in New York. They were armed. When a Muslim is attacked, and you'll find this to be the pattern, when the Muslims were attacked in Monroe, Louisiana, Elijah Muhammad gave no signal to anybody across the nation to come to the defense of their brothers. When our brothers were attacked in Los Angeles, again, Elijah Muhammad gave no signal to anybody to come to the defense of those brothers. Never have the Muslims anywhere in the country gotten any kind of instruction from the national office or headquarters on how to defend themselves when they are attacked by outsiders. The only times the Muslims have ever been given any instructions to commit violence is when that violence is directed against a fellow Muslim.
You see, he said something very particular there. The Nation of Islam won't do anything to whites. They'll always attack other blacks. That's very interesting. I know you probably want to know, what does that have to do was Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps. Well, let's get into it. You see, Shannon Sharpe is a very successful black man, legendary NFL tight end, and is having a very good career right now as a journalist, if you will, as a podcaster, as a host. He's probably even making more money doing this now than he did in the league. But his investigative journalism is quite controversial. It usually involves other people being dissed on this platform, especially comedians. Comedians like Mike Epps. Now, what Shannon Sharpe tries to do on these programs is he tries to get somebody like Katt to talk down on other comedians like Kevin Hart and even people that have been on this platform like Cedric Entertainer or Steve Harvey. And he does this for views and ratings. And he tried the same thing with Katt Williams and Mike Epps, who appeared on, I believe, Friday After Next, but it didn't work. And Mike Epps was pissed off about it. So Mike Epps went out there and made this particular joke.
That nigga Shannon Sharpe called me trying to do an interview. I said, no, Madea, I ain't doing no interview. So you can sit across from me and look at my balls. I'll sit down, nigga. Thought he was gonna attack Katt, that nigga there. Nigga shit is called Shay. The nigga's telling you. Put a wig on that nigga and tell me if that ain't motherfucking Madea's sister, nigga. They exposing every motherfucking body.
That's right. He called Shannon Sharpe gay. But then Shannon Sharpe clapped back and said this.
I'm gonna release the DMs because you're lying. Yeah. You said I reached out to you to come on Club Shay, and you a mofo lie. Now, when I see you, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see if you about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if you want to say what you've been saying on trying to get some jokes because you got mad because Katt Williams did what he did. Now, when I see you, I'm gonna see if you really about that.
Yeah, and when I see you,
no. I'm gonna see if him talking all that. Yeah. When he wore them tight ass leather pants, trying to be funny. Yeah. But I'm gonna see if you're about that. Yeah. Say my name again. Be like Destiny Child and talk about say my name. And I got something for your ass.
Okay, I'm lost, but I'm with you. And whoever you talking about it, we go. What? Yeah.
Then Mike Epps clapped back and said this.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I know Shay. I don't know what grown-ass man got a name named Shay, but I know this grown man is not mad at me. So many people talk crazy about you. They was on Saturday Night Live talking about you, imitating you, but now you want to fight me? Now, I'm not going to lie. I did DM you to get on the show. But I DM'd you to get on the show because you brought my name up when you were sitting there with Katt. And you was trying to get him to talk crazy about me, but he didn't. Okay? Now, second of all, talking about pulling up on me. You're going to be an all-star. I'm going to be at the all-star in my hometown. And I'm going to see you. All right? I'm going to see you, brother.
But then Shannon Sharpe, instead of pulling up to Indianapolis, doing what he said he was going to do, he had a change of heart. Let's pull up the tweet and let's see exactly how he did so. Shannon Sharpe writes, Unc and the real Mike Epps have decided to have a man-to-man conversation in Indy at NBA All-Star Weekend to discuss our differences. We both realize this situation should have been handled differently. I'll apologize to fam, friends, loved ones, and my fans. # Club Shay. And the reason why I feel he had to do that was because Mike Epps talked about something very important. Well, when it comes to these other people saying something about you, you don't say anything. Why are you coming after me? But then let me discuss something else. Because when Shannon Sharpe was on First Take, he often got disrespected by Skip Bayless. And you want to know what Shannon Sharpe had to say to Skip Bayless? He had nothing to say. Zero. None of that smoke for Skip Bayless, who tried to sun him plenty of times on First Take and really make him look like he was a feminine little girl. So much so that Shannon Sharpe left First Take to go to ESPN. And you know what? When he went to the Memphis Lakers game and he was getting into it with the players, then he acts all tough and all hood. But in front of the white man, he don't have any of that smoke. And once Mike Epps brought that out, it really gave him a reality check. I'm not trying to say what Mike Epps did was right, because Mike Epps did DM him. He did want to get on the show. He wanted to clarify some things, and that was true. Maybe it's all a setup, I'm not sure. But there is a difference. We have Negroes who want to be real tough when it comes to the black man, and when it comes to the white man, you don't have that energy. Even though you all big and powerful, you gonna pull up. You'll never pull up a Skip Bayless, because you already know the consequence of you pulling up on Skip Bayless. And we have so many people that do that in the black community. For example, I was watching Monster Cody, and he was talking about how it was being 8 Trey Crips. And these guys, when it came to somebody like rolling 60s or any of their enemies, man, they can fight, they can shoot all day. But once they saw a white police officer, they'll immediately start running. Fear just got in the way. Wasn't anything they can do about it. But they had a fear of the white man. But when it came to looking at each other, they didn't have that fear of disrespect. And a lot of us have that problem today. When we see our black brothers and sisters, we have so much animosity towards them, so much anger, so much vitriol. When it comes to other races of people, we start getting docile. Ain't that right, Shannon Sharpe? But I'm glad you're maturing and you're growing, brother. It's good to see it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Shay Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.